Welcome back, everybody. This is Mog once more here on Mog's Cast, and today we're going to take a look at a new game that just came out called the Stomping Land. It was a Kickstarter project that I backed a little while back, and it just launched on May 30th. And it's basically a game where you play as I want to say a hunter, is what I'm going to call this guy. Kind of like a primitive tribesman, and there are dinosaurs. And you basically just survive online with other people. So it's very simple, at least at this point. And I'm going to kind of do this as a kind of a how-to, getting started kind of a video. The first thing you're probably going to want to do is take your hatchet you start with and start collecting materials like this here log. This is one of two main materials. There are some other things you can collect, meat being one of the other ones, like for food and actually doing things like that. But for now, let's just go ahead and collect up some wood. Now, the crafting system's a little wonky. It's definitely it's early access. I mean, it is what it is. It's early access. I have thoroughly enjoyed my time with it. It's a little buggy. There are some things that certainly need some work, but as you can see, once you start piling up your material here, I'm just going to say, you hold down left click to harvest here. So you just hold it down facing a tree, and that's how you get logs. E is your other action key. You press E to drop it onto onto a stack. You basically just stack up things. They can stack up to 20. Now, you'll see over here, craft options, I can make a torch, which is only 2 wood. I'll explain that a little bit more. I'm going to use the pull feature here, and you can use this little rope to attach objects like this and just drag them around. And oops, I just went prone, so I dropped it, but let's go ahead and grab that again. And keep moving. We're going to be trying to find some rock now, because we need stone. That's the other main material that you're going to use for crafting most of the in-game items. There are other things you can do. You can actually team up. Oh, slid down the hill and lost that. Oh boy. This is one of the hostile. Oh Jesus. One of the hostile hostile dinosaurs you can face. So I guess we'll start fresh then. So getting too close to these guys, they will aggro and they will attack you and they can kill you very easily. So how this works is you basically spawn randomly on the beach like you would in, say, Minecraft. I don't know if you always spawn on the beach. I have mostly always spawned on the beach. I'm going to try to find a little bit better location here. It looks like I actually just died on the other side of this this lake here, so I was over on that side. Not a big deal losing 5 wood, though. I'm actually going to run over here. You see that rock in the water? You can harvest stone from it. So might as well just run over toward this direction. I wonder if you can harvest stone from here. Let's try. Doesn't look like it. I didn't hear nothing. Okay. So first thing you're going to want to do is probably craft yourself maybe a spear or a bow to protect yourself. So we're gonna get 2 stone and pile them up here. And then I'm gonna come over here to this little shrub. This is one of the shrubs you can actually harvest from, so might as well, right? Drop that wood on there. Now you can see it's got 2 stone and 1 wood in this box. I'm gonna pull this just a little bit closer so it's a little quicker. Once you have 5 wood, 2 stone in here, it'll open up the list. So the more things you get put in, and the more that you can actually craft with the materials in the box, the longer your list will be. I'm going to grab a spear. It's basically an upgraded weapon. Though, right now, the game is still pretty unstable and can get pretty laggy, especially with a full server. So as you can see, box went away, I now have a spear. I can swap back using the 1 through 9 keys or whatever. Whatever you craft second will be in your second key. There currently is no way to change them as far as I know. I'm sure soon enough there'll be a better inventory system, but right now it's really basic. The order you craft things in will be the order it is on your hotbar. So, grab those up. Oh, didn't stack them apparently. There we go. Let's pull these back over to the tree, and I'm going to craft myself a shield. And I actually only need 1 stone for a shield, so let's split the stack. To access a box, you just press E over it, by the way. Just the same key there, and then to actually pull something out of a box, like I just did there with the stone, I will show you as soon as I put this in there. I'm going to grab this with E, drop it in there with E. Now you'll see I have 4 wood, 2 stone. I only need 4 wood, 1 stone for a shield, so I'm going to click on the stone to grab out 1. Shrinks the box, and now I have exactly what I need to build a shield. And there we have it. There's your shield. Now the tricky thing is you can't use your shield with even your hatchet, even though they're in alternate hands. You can't do it for whatever reason. You have to swap between them. So I usually go with a shield and spear next to each other on the hotbar, so I can swap from a shield to the spear to engage if need be. I'm going to go ahead and craft another thing here. I'm going to take 2 pieces of wood and a stone and craft some bolas. These are the string roped rocks basically that you can use to entangle the feet of an opponent. You can use it to capture other players, which is so frustrating at this point in the game. You start with 3 of these. Now I'm going to show you something else. Once you use them, you can see down in the bottom right, it's 2 of 3, 1 of 3, 0 of 3. And now I am all out of bolas. I still have the item on my hotbar in that same slot, which is going to be slot 4 at this point. What you can do to replenish them, grab yourself 2 logs. Oop, not enough chopping. 2 logs, stack them up, make rope. This will replenish your bolas. And now that I'm done with that, if I switch back, I now have 3 of 3 again. I'm going to go ahead and build one more thing, one of the other main equipment items you can do. Drop that. Actually, I should probably tell you to build a torch. 2 logs. Build a torch. Pretty quick. Provides light. Just like that. You can run around with it. Can't do much else with it, so I'm just going to go ahead and drop it here on the beach. I don't really need it right now. I am going to grab a few more things out of here. And grab... I'm going to build a bow. They start with 10 arrows, and the exact same way that you replenish the bolas with the 2 wood pieces, you use 2 wood to make friggin' oh boy, here comes somebody. What if he's gonna try to attack me? Hi. How's it going, buddy? He got me! That son of a bee sting. But that's how this game goes. That's all people do at this time. They just run around and kill people. There's not much else to be done. He's got that bow there. That takes 5 wood, 2 stone, just like the spear does. I might die a few times in this video, but that's unfortunately kind of how this game goes right now. But it looks like we spawned near another rock. Not that big of a deal. So, I'm going to go through some of the other things that we can do. Now, it's dangerous to stay along the beach, as you'll notice. It's a common spawn, and there's definitely a lot of enemies that you'll run into, like that guy just back then. I'm going to go ahead and grab a few things up here while we can. I think that's 2 and 2, yep. Okay, so I'm going to grab some wood. Enough to make a bow. And we're going to walk this thing back over here to our stone, so that we can make a bow and I can actually show you how it works. There's no reticle, nothing like that currently in game. You just kind of have to kind of guess where it's going to shoot, and it's a little wonky right now, but like I said, early access. Grab a bow. And next, I'm going to show you some of the more construction-based things. So this, now that I made a bow and I didn't have anything else, it's on slot 2. And it comes with 10 arrows. It zooms in just like this. And let's see if I can actually notice where the arrow flies currently. We're going to shoot it along the beach. So it kind of pops out just to the right of the arrowhead is where it shoots to. I'm not positive if you can actually collect your arrows again. I don't think you can. But I've shot a few. I'm down to 7 of 10, so let's go ahead and show you how to replenish these real quick. Arrows! Same recipe as rope, same recipe as torch. Now that those arrows have been crafted, you can see we are at 10 of 10 again. So, next step. We've got stone over there. I'm going to grab 2 more. Actually, I'm going to grab a few of these right now, because I'm going to do a few things. I'm going to grab 2 of those. I'm going to get 12 wood total in this stack. And there are reasons. we're going to be building a campfire and a teepee. Campfires are going to be used to actually cook your meat and provide light at night. Not the safest thing to do at all times, but yeah, you may notice from time to time people will be drawn to light, especially at night. It gets very dark, and it gets very dark very suddenly. But you need the light to actually see what you're doing at night a lot of the time, and to cook your meat. So that's 9. We need 3 more wood. Two, 3. You know what? I'm actually going to grab a spear too. Enough for a spear. We're going to get up to 17 because I need 5 wood for the spear. The reason I want the spear as well right now is so I can possibly show you fishing. It's not easy to do, but you basically just go spear fishing out in the water. And you drown very quickly. So sitting out there long enough and not scaring away fish is a bit of a chance. Come along, wood pile. First things first, let's grab out 2 wood, combine them into this box to make 2 and 2 of stone and wood. Now I'm going to pull this to a little bit different location, maybe a little bit out of the way, just so it doesn't draw too much attention, I would hope, right here. And we're going to build ourselves a fire pit. Right up here, a little bit out of sight on the beach at least. Maybe keep a little more protected. Taking a look at who's online. It looks like we got somebody with 143 expertise. That means they've been alive for a while. And I just heard one of the big guys. That's okay. Gonna take 2 stone. Build our spear. Now the reason I split these stacks and don't just craft them in there or stick it all into one spot is if you, say, had that 17 wood that I had at one point and decided you wanted to make a torch, and it only took 2 wood to make a torch, it's going to delete that other 15 extra. Just because it basically just takes the entire box into the equation, and anything left over it does not refund. So, to get 10 there, we need to make sure that we pull out what we need to not craft over it. So 10, I'm going to put 4 stone into this one. Oops, I just dropped that on the ground, but that's okay. Oops. Grab that, dump it in. Now hopefully we're not going to see anybody else who wants to try to gank me right off the bat. Happens a lot, and you get people who just abuse those bolos and just friggin'... I got probably killed maybe 7 times in a row just from somebody who found my teepee and just kept going there. Because when you build a teepee... Here, I'm going to build one right now, actually. I'm just going to scooch this over just a hair. Right there, and let's build this right here, I think. No, not on top of my thing. Let's move it a little ways. Let's put it right up here. Still behind the bush, and hopefully out of direct line of sight. Right here, we'll say. Build the teepee. The teepee doesn't serve any other purpose currently. You can only have one at a time, but it serves the purpose of being your set respawn point. So if you get killed, you have the choice of respawning at your teepee, unless somebody destroys it or you take it down. Also, the teepees, basically, yeah, like I said, you can only have one at a time. But let's go ahead and grab a few more things here. I'm going to grab 2 stone. And drag this over to the trees so that I can grab a little bit more wood and build one last main construction thing, and then we're gonna go for a hunt, or at least try. So I need 8 wood for this and 2 stone, I do believe. Once we get this set up, I mean, this isn't really all that necessary for most people, especially if you're playing solo. But what we're going to be building here is a totem. And what that allows you to do is if somebody puts down a totem, oops. If I let's say I put down a totem and then I had a friend who was like, "Oh, let's group up." You basically group up by building a totem and then having somebody else come over to it and access it. And they'll be given a choice Come on. Totem. Are you going to let me? Am I lagging? There we go. So, they can come up to it, press E on it, and it brings up a small menu like you'd see elsewhere. They can inspect it to see who it belongs to and see the stats of the tribe, and you can also basically apply to join, and then basically I can come through as the owner of said totem and accept them into my tribe. And then once you're in a tribe together, you have a shared chat that you can talk in. So now that we've got that done, I'm going to go ahead and take my spear out in the water a little bit and see if we can't catch a fish. You can see that blue bar at the bottom there. That's our breath. So you basically just kind of hang out, wait for him to get close, and stab. I didn't get one there. That's okay. But you gotta be really still, otherwise they get freaked out and run away. That's the problem. And we're getting pretty close. I'm gonna need to go up for air. Okay, we have rebreathed. We are looking good. I'm gonna center myself out here and see if we can get anybody coming up on us. Come here, fishies. Right in front of me if you don't mind. This is a lot harder than it looks. Not so much. Okay. Head back out. We're going to rebreathe a bit. And I don't see anybody out here that's going to be possibly picking on us, so that's good. Like I said, it's not the best place to build on the friggin' beach. It's very, very high traffic area. Oh, I might have been able to get him as he swam past me. Let's see here. Come on, fishies. Come here, fishies. Yeah, it's much easier, I've found, to hunt or to fish in the streams. There's a couple of small streams and rivers in this game that are a little easier. They're not quite as deep, and the fish are still pretty dense. I seem to have had better luck there. But this is basically all you do. You wait till they're right in front of you, and then you just left click and stab them, and they'll just get attached to your spear, and you can bring them back to your hut if you're fast enough. Not fast enough. If you basically, yeah, there's a big one. But yeah, they just float away from you. So if you're going crazy like I was, they'll just swim away from you. You won't be able to catch them. In this instance, we're gonna probably just go try to get ourselves some meat by hunting one of these littler ones, littler actual guys. Hi, buddy. Come here! Get out of here. Oh god. Screw those big dinosaurs. They will kill you so damn easily. So you gotta be stealthy when you're around them. Otherwise they will just kill you. Instead, we're gonna come over here and watch our backs for that other hunter. He's probably pissed at me for trying to attack him, though I'm not too surprised if that would be the same one that killed us before. Where was that animal at? That dinosaur? Right there. We got 5 arrows left. Unfortunately, it's kind of hard to hunt these guys too. Unless you get very lucky. There we go. So we got one with our spear. And the same way you gather wood from these guys, you just left click on them with your hatchet. And you'll chop up meat. And you can stack it. I have 2 small meat in this box. We're going to bring this back to our campsite, put them on the fire. I believe you can stack up to 5 pieces of meat on your fire pit, at a time to cook. Now, cooking's a little strange. It's not just you don't just, press E on it and go. Though it's similar, it's close. But you do have to do a little bit of prep before you get to that point. Come on, you piece of crap box. This has been kind of an issue with server lag, is you kind of gotta drag your box slowly. Otherwise, especially going uphill, it can kind of get a little too far away from you and then break, which is unfortunate. Come on. Not too much further now. Okay, so here's our fire pit. We'll bring this over. Grab a small meat out. You're holding it. You can just click on your fire pit and it'll put it on the spit. Now you can only do this while the fire is not lit, and then you go ahead and press E on the fire pit and hit start fire, and it'll start cooking it. It does take a little bit. You don't get like a message or anything, but that is how you do that. Did he come in here, I wonder? Okay, cool. He's not hiding out in my place. So this is how you cook. When you catch a fish, you bring it over in the same manner and put it on there. It'll be on your spear, so you just keep your spear out and you walk up to the fire pit here and press E, and it'll deposit the steak. It looks identical to these ones onto this fire pit, and you do the exact same process. So there we go. Those looked cooked, so you can eat small meat straight off the spit, and that's how you stay fed. We're gonna go ahead and stop our fire. That is the gist of getting started in this game. Oh Jesus, I forgot you were down there. Come here, you little bastard. Gotcha, you son of a bee. I probably shouldn't be cussing in a how-to video. Sorry about that. I know son of a bee wasn't, but, you know. Whatevs. Hope you don't mind. Didn't mean to offend. So you can collect meat from them. It's honestly, I think, a lot easier to hunt those big guys with the axe because of its speed at this point. The spear is nice because you can get high damage, but you really need other people around if you want to try to hunt with a spear. We're going to put this meat on the fire and just leave it there for now in case we get hungry at any point. There's also much larger dinosaurs inland. And you can also tame dinosaurs. I have not gotten to that point. You have to raise your expertise and capture them with rope and the bolus. So that's what you have to build to capture them. You have to build yourself a bolus. Now, I'm sure things are going to change and it's going to be a lot easier to actually... sorry, I just had a DayZ pop-up flash in my corner of my screen for my Steam. But yeah, I'm sure they'll change some things, being able to like put a reticle and stuff on your bow, maybe sooner or later, make it just a little more stable, or display kind of, better arc for how you actually fire that thing. And I'm assuming the same thing with the bolus. I don't entirely know how to use them. It seems like you'd throw them, but I've never been successful throwing them. And every time that I've gotten bolused by another player, they have like basically walked right up to me, and it seems like maybe there's an E menu while you're holding your bolus to actually attach it to somebody. Maybe it works similarly for some of the dinosaurs. Well, I guess we'll see. So made our bolus real quick. What do we have? We're out of arrows. Is that what that is? Yeah, I think we're out of arrows in slot 2. So I'm going to make some more arrows real fast. Arrows. Okay, we are good now. We're going to go on a little spree, see if we can capture one of those lesser enemies. The ones that are non-hostile that just run from you. Look like big chickens without wings. Controls are a little weird at this point in the game. Right click is your jump button. Spacebar is set to customize, though I don't entirely know what that means. I'm going to crawl up to this one and see if we can enable the menu on it. Okay, I am like right on top of this guy. You'd think these boluses would be working, right? Not the case. And we just used all three trying to capture that one. So that's what I mean. Like, the throwing of them is a little wonky. Got him, though. Got our first piece of meat there from this one. Oh, I thought that was a player for a minute there. Scared me. But yeah, that is the gist of the Stomping Land and how to get started. How you cook, how you find food. There's also berries and things you can find. I guess I want to call them herbs. There's probably going to be more on the horizon, different things you can actually get. But currently there are caves that you can go into and find runes to gain expertise, and berries, which I believe help you tame animals. And you can build cages as well for these animals so that they can't run away. You can basically capture those guys back there somehow. God, that guy was here that just died had 291 expertise. The closest I've had was 205. That's the highest I've gotten with expertise. That's a lot of experience. That's surviving for quite a long time. But all the same, thank you guys so much for watching. If you like what you saw, please do click that like button. And we will see you guys next time. Cheers.